A piece of news Toronto Maple Leafs fans were hoping to avoid arrived on Tuesday afternoon. After practice, head coach Craig Berube shared an update on Max Domi's health status, and it wasn't good. The forward, who has been on the injured list since last week, has shown no progress in his recovery and hasn't participated in any on-ice activities. Domi was initially sidelined to address a lingering injury that had already kept him out of practice. Since then, concerns about his return have only grown. During the post-practice interview, Berube confirmed that the 29-year-old player will not travel with the team for two crucial games in Florida, against the Panthers on Wednesday and the Lightning on Saturday. This prolonged absence raises questions. Are the Leafs missing Domi in such a strategic position? Despite a modest start to the season, with only 6 assists in 19 games, his defensive role under Berube's guidance had visibly improved. Moreover, with Auston Matthews sidelined, Domi had become a key piece in the team's efforts to maintain balance. For fans, the timing of this injury couldn't be worse. In the game against the Edmonton Oilers on November 16th, he seemed on track to overcome his scoring slump. His performance as a center, even without goals so far, showed signs of improvement. But now, with the injury and uncertain recovery time, many are left wondering, when will we see the best of Max Domi in a Leafs jersey? There's also a strategic element at play. The injury came after Domi signed a 4-year contract with the Leafs in June. He joined with expectations to contribute offensively, following a solid season with 47 points the previous year. Will he be able to regain form and justify the investment? As the team continues its journey to rack up points, Berube made it clear that the priority is to ensure Domi is 100% healthy before returning to the lineup. But this brings another question. Can the current roster maintain momentum without him? What do you think about the situation? Should the Leafs rush Domi's return, or is it better to wait and ensure his full recovery? Do you think he can overcome this tough phase and establish himself as a key player for the team? With the season in full swing and the playoffs on the horizon, the Toronto Maple Leafs might be preparing for a bold move ahead of the trade deadline. Despite being strong Stanley Cup contenders, the team is facing significant injury problems in their offense, opening the door for potential reinforcements. One intriguing trade proposal is circulating. Nick Schmaltz, currently in Utah, could be the next big name to don the blue and white. According to the Puck GM tool on the Puckpedia website, which allows fans to create their own trade proposals, the idea would look something like this. Maple Leafs receive Nick Schmaltz, $2.9 million retained on his contract. Utah receives Fraser Minton David Kampf, 2025 second-round draft pick via Florida, 2027 fourth-round draft pick. How would Schmaltz fit with the Leafs? Schmaltz, in his 6th season of a 7-year contract valued at $40.95 million, has the flexibility to play as a center on the second or third line. He hasn't scored a goal in 22 games this season, but has already registered 17 assists, showing he can be a creative force on offense. Last season, he scored 22 goals, demonstrating his potential to contribute offensively. This trade could bring immediate benefits to Toronto. Schmaltz would add a new dimension to the attack, while Utah, in a rebuilding phase, would receive an attractive package with a promising young player, an experienced skater, and draft picks. Do you think Schmaltz would be the missing piece for the Leafs offense? Or is the price, including Fraser Minton, one of the team's top prospects, too high? The impact of injuries on the Leafs. One of the factors driving the Leafs to consider this trade is the staggering number of injuries in the lineup. Auston Matthews, Max Domi, Max Pacioretty, and Kaye Jarnkrok are all out of action, leaving significant gaps in the offense. The most noticeable absence is Matthews, who hasn't played since November 3rd against the Minnesota Wild. While Matthews is nearing his return, head coach Craig Berube emphasized that the process is being carefully managed. He had a great practice today, but he's been out for a while. We want to make sure he's comfortable and ready before he gets back on the ice, Berube explained. Even without Matthews, the Leafs have performed remarkably well, posting an impressive 7-1-0 record over the last 8 games. Matthews himself praised the team's performance. It's not easy playing without some key guys, but the team is doing well, and that's a sign of strength. I want to be out there as soon as possible, but seeing other players step up is encouraging. Is the trade worth it? With Matthews set to return soon, the Leafs might question whether they truly need a reinforcement like Schmaltz. On the other hand, offensive depth is never a bad thing, especially in a long playoff run. What do you think, Leafs fans? Should Toronto go through with this trade? Is Schmaltz the type of player who could take the Leafs to the next level? Or is the price, including Minton, too steep? Share your thoughts in the comments and join the conversation. This decision could shape the future of the Leaf season.